Welcome back all my aspiring pattern makers and my future fashion designers. If you are working with a bodice pattern or a bodice sloper to produce a blouse or a top, it would behoove you to work with a 2-dart pattern or a 2-dart sloper as opposed to a 1-dart pattern. And the reason I'm saying this is because the 2-dart pattern provides a better fit with the ease around the bust area of that garment when you have finished producing the garment. And we all want our outfit to fit properly around the bust area. Another reason for using the 2-dart pattern piece is that the pattern pieces there are going to fit the marker better and economically. And so when you are laying out your pattern pieces, it's going to provide adequate amount of spacing for your markers. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to transform a 1-dart bodice pattern into a 2-dart bodice pattern to offer a better fit around the bust area. This is what the 2-dart bodice pattern look like, and this is what the 1-dart bodice pattern look like. If you notice here, the difference is that you have a underarm dart, or what some people call it a side seam dart, as opposed to on the 1-dart pattern you simply just have the waist dart. So let's get started with me showing you how to transform this 1-dart bodice pattern into a 2-dart bodice pattern that is going to look like this. The first thing that you will need is to square a line, and I'm going to use my L square ruler, and I'm going to square a line that we can use as our starting point. On a 1-dart bodice pattern, the tip of the dart, which is right here, is usually 5/8 of an inch below the bust point. And what you need to do, you need to find that bust point if it is not already on your pattern. So you are going to go up 5/8 of an inch. And when you do that, make sure that this line is perpendicular to the center front, and you find that bust level and you put a mark right there. Okay. And to find the exact point of it, you can just simply go from the middle of this dart to where it is, and you put your mark right there. You need to keep that level also with the side seam. So once you have it for the side seam, it's going to look like this coming from here, and this is where it is on the center front. Once you have located that, then you are ready to move on to the next step. The next step is that you're going to take that pattern that you have, and you are going to line it up with your square line. Make sure that the center front is touching the square line that you have. Okay. Once you have that, you can use a weight and you can hold this down. So what you're going to do next is that you are going to trace along the waistline, and you're going to trace up to the first leg of the dart. Once you do that, then you're going to go from this bust level mark on the pattern that is at the side seam, and you're going to trace from there all around the armhole. You're going to continue, and you're going to trace the shoulder. You're also going to trace along the neckline. So you have your mark right here. Now that you have your bust level mark, what I would suggest for you to do is that you are going to create an extension of that bust level line. So once you have that, then the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to place a thumbtack right at the bust point. All right. And once you have that, then you are going to pivot the pattern so that at the side seam and the waist, that is going to hit the square line. So you want to make sure that you pivot that. Okay? Side seam and waist hit the square line right there. So once you have this, then you can place your weight back onto the pattern, and then you are going to trace along the waist, up along the side seam to that bust level mark that you have. Okay? And that's your bust level mark. You can also use a ruler as a guide and just extend it that way. So once you have this and you have your thumbtack placed there, make sure that you're able, when you lift up your thumbtack, you'll be able to see the point. Otherwise, that would defeat all the purpose. So make sure you're able to do that. This is my bust level. Since you're creating the 2 dart pattern, you now need to find the new dart tip. And the new dart tip is going to be 3/4 of an inch below the bust level. Or you can say below the bust point. So 3/4 of an inch below. So here it is, and I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch below. It's going to be about there. What you need to note is that instead of coming from here, right, this was our center, and we can measure this to create our center line. I would suggest that you measure this. This is now 2 inches. So half of 2 inches is going to be 1 inch. And I will tell you now to create that center line for the dart. So once you have that, this is your dart tip. This is the end of your dart. So now you are going to connect the first leg. So going from here, connecting the first leg, and then you are going to connect the second leg. We're going to form that bust level line also. And remember when we did that, so we'll have it looking like this. And you can use dashed line, it's up to you, right? Or you can use solid line, it doesn't matter. So that is your bust level line right there. Now that you have that, we need to concentrate on the underarm dart, or what we call the side seam dart. And the side seam dart is going to be determined by the cup size. So first and foremost, if you are a A cup, then you need that to be 3/4 of an inch from the bust point. And if you are a B cup, it needs to be 1 inch from the bust point. And if you are a C cup, you can go up to 1.5 inches from the bust point. So you can go anywhere from 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches. If you are a D cup, then you are talking about 1.5 inches up to 1.75 inches. So a B cup person. So you go 1 inch from the bust point, right? And this is what you're going to do. 1 inch from there. This will take you right here. Once you have that, what you're going to do now, you are going to form out the rest of the legs of your dart. And you will have it looking like this. So now you have your 2 darts here. Having these 2 darts is going to release the ease around the bust area and make the garment fit better. Whereas if you had just the 1 dart here and no dart at the side seam or the underarm, there's going to be a lot of tension here most times, and sometimes it's actually you're not getting a natural bias on the fabric when you are sewing it. So you need to have 2 darts so that can evenly distribute the ease around the cup area. So the next thing that you need to do once you have this, you are going to shape out the end of the dart. So you will cut around the pattern that you have now, all right? And what you're going to do next is that you are going to fold. And remember, fullness goes towards the center front. So you're going to fold along the first dart leg. And then when you do that, you're going to fold it over to the other dart leg. And once you do that, you are going to tape that in place. Once you have that taped in place, the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to reshape the waist area. So you will reshape this, and this looks fine to me. I don't see where anything is needed. So you can't use this to reshape it, all right? But this is fine. See, there you are. Not much to do around this area. Once you do that, I would suggest that you get your tracing wheel, and this is very good, the one with the spikes, all right? And you're going to trace out a new dart line. And if you don't have this type of tracing wheel, you can simply place a piece of carbon, simply use a pencil along with what you have to get that shape and just go over it so that you will have the legs of the dart coming out properly. So once you do that, right, you can open it up and you'll be able to see your new leg. All right, here it is. So because this doesn't have the color on the other side, you can simply use the pencil and just go over it to create that. Okay, and just highlight it. And this is very important because you don't want to just cut free-handedly and then when you are making the outfit, piece of the extra fabric for your dart is missing, and that is going to create a problem. After you've done that, the next thing that you need to do, you need to reshape the underarm dart, or what we call it, the side seam dart. So you're going to fold it. Fullness goes down to the waist for your side seam dart. And once you fold it, and you're seeing how you're folding it right here, you're going to tape it. And you're pretty much going to do the same thing that you did for the waist dart. You either get the tracing wheel and just go through all layers, but you must go through all layers, or you simply, the line is there already, just check it, reshape it, all right, for any kinks that need to come out. Grab your scissors if you don't have any carbon paper, and you're going to cut through all 3 layers of the dart, and you just cut like that, and that will give you what the dart shape at the end should look like. Once you have that, all you have to do is just remove the tape, and voila, there's your new dart line at the side seam. So in conclusion, now that you know how to transform a 1 dart bust sloper or pattern into a 2 dart bust pattern, I hope you will give it a shot and you will try to do this on your own. This is something that is great to have, because then guess what? You don't have to worry about using the 1 dart sloper or 1 dart bust pattern anymore. You can use this to create any style line that you have. You can actually move this side seam dart, or what we call it, the under dart. You can move it all around. You can move it to the tip of the shoulder, you can move it to the neck and the shoulder, you can move it to the center front of the shoulder, you can even move it to the mid neck and shoulder and the armhole. You can move it all over the place. You can also move the waist dart various places. I will do another video where I will show you how to do dart manipulation, where you can move the underarm dart to various places. It could be to your armhole or it could be to your mid neck, and I will do that video for you, and then you will see what happens, because that's how you can create different outfits, by where you shift that underarm dart, or even the waist dart. You can shift that also to various places. You can shift it right here to the waist and the center front, or you can simply even shift the under dart to the neck, the armhole, various places. But I will do a video on that for you, so stay tuned and look for that video. But in the meantime, you can go back and watch this video of mine on dart manipulation part 1 and part 2, and that will help you also when you are styling any outfit that you want to make. So in conclusion, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button, and don't keep this to yourself. Share it with others around the world so they too can level up their game and know how to transform a 1 dart pattern for a bodice into a 2 dart pattern. It is better, as I stated, because your garment will fit with ease around the cup area. Please go ahead and leave me a comment. And you can also suggest what you would like me to make for your next upcoming video. Thanks for watching, and see you soon on the next video to come. Bye now.